Hey, thanks for coming to 1500ESPN.com. I'm Derek Wetmore, and I'm going to share with you my 5 thoughts from Sunday's Twins win. Quick note before we get started, it's the Twins' first back-to-back series win since July 7th to the 13th of last season. That's a lot to take in. The Twins beat the Royals, and then they beat the Indians in series, and they hadn't done that in back-to-back trips since middle part of July last year. So anyway, take that for what it's worth as a good sign, kind of as the year opened on a sour note, but the Twins appear to have righted the ship at least a little bit. On to the 5 thoughts. Number 1, Trevor May had his best start for the Twins on Sunday. He went 6 innings, no runs, 4 hits, 4 Ks, no walks. He hadn't had a start in which he had not allowed a run yet. So obviously a positive for Trevor May as he looks to establish himself as a major league pitcher. The Twins will have probably a decision to make by the time Ricky Nolasco is healthy. As I wrote in my column, it seems to me like Trevor May is making at least a pretty good impression to potentially stick around in that rotation, even when Ricky Nolasco is ready to return from his elbow injury. That decision is a ways down the road, so it's maybe a little bit unfair to speculate, but even in his debut this season, in which he gave up 5 runs in 5 1/3 innings, I thought Trevor May actually pitched quite a bit better than that, and his defense and some bad luck turned him in a little bit. But 2 promising starts for sure. Sunday's was by far the most promising, and really good sign in Trevor May's early parts of his career. Thought number 2, Torrey Hunter hit his first home run in a Twins uniform since September 8th of 2007. He hit a 3-run blast that gave the Twins a little bit of breathing room. They had already had a 3-run lead at the time when Hunter poked the ball out to left field. Hunter says he's feeling good at the plate right now, and in working with hitting coaches Tom Brunansky and Rudy Hernandez, he said that he feels like he's really found his swing. Take that for whatever it's worth. Number 3, Joe Mauer. See, I got a little bit ahead of myself with the Mauer point. Joe Mauer celebrated his 32nd birthday on Sunday. That occasion was met with a base hit for Mauer. He was 1 for 5 on the day. Mauer, interestingly, is now 7 for 7 reaching base on his birthday. He's played in 7 games in his career on April 19th, and he's got a hit, or reach base anyways, in each one of those games. That streak continued. Mauer also booted a ball, though, off the bat of Carlos Santana for an error. It allowed Santana to reach base. Don't know exactly what went wrong for Mauer, just kind of booted it. I think, truthfully, he's been much better this season at first base defensively. At the beginning of last year, if you remember, he just looked kind of clunky. You know, he was making some of the plays, but he never looked comfortable. He also wasn't sure on some of those in-between balls, hit sort of to second base, in between second and first. Wasn't actually sure all the time if that was his ball or if it was Brian Dozier's. Mauer looks a lot better at that this year to me, and just overall in the field. But he did have an error on Sunday, and that's what will show up in the box score. I can't boot that ball, plain and simple. Thought number 4. I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, but Oswaldo Arcia seems to be changing his approach at the plate. He's long been just a dead pull hitter. Yanks everything to the right side of the infield and the outfield in an attempt to hit those home runs to the pull side. Well, that's resulted in infields taking all their players and shifting them over to the right side. Generally, we'll see either the third baseman or the shortstop play about shortstop or maybe even shaded towards second base. And then the other one of those 2 fielders from the left side of the infield will go and play in short right field. You'll see those shifts for David Ortiz, Chris Davis, Jim Thome. Oswaldo Arcia was getting the same shifts. He hit 3 balls to the left side, though, and I wrote about it in the column. You can check that out. I do think it represents a bit of an approach change, and that would be a good sign for Arcia. If he can hit the ball with authority to the left side of the infield and to the outfield to really use all fields, he'll see less dramatic shifts and probably fewer shifts, which should open up some holes on the pull side. It's a constant game of adjustments, but it seems to me like it's a concerted effort on Arcia's part. Thought number 5, we'll stick with Arcia here. He was in the lineup Sunday. That's maybe not notable on the surface, but if you dig a little deeper, I think that it is. TJ House started for the Indians. He's left-handed, And if you remember earlier this week, Arcia found himself out of the lineup against Royals lefty Jason Vargas. Molitor said at the time that he was trying to protect Arcia against lefties, but he also made it pretty clear that this wasn't a permanent decision. It wasn't a long-term thing saying, well, Arcia is no longer playing against lefties. So just one start, the very next lefty that the Twins face, Molitor got Arcia back in the lineup, and I thought he did well today. He had a good day at the plate, and that probably bodes well for his future of, being in the lineup against left-handers and not just being a part-time player who can mash righties. One bonus thought, I'd call it 5 thoughts, but I had an extra one here. Shane Robinson had 3 hits, and he got on base all 4 times. He reached on an error by the shortstop in his first trip to the plate. Good day for Shane Robinson. Hit at least 3 balls hard, and I don't know exactly how the Twins plan to continue going with their center field arrangement of Jordan Schaefer and Shane Robinson, but a nice day at the plate for Robinson nonetheless. That'll do it for this video. Check out the website. Phil Mackey and I tonight are recording a new episode of the Touch 'Em All podcast. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, it'll already be live. Find us on iTunes, just Touch 'Em All podcast, and you can subscribe there or just keep checking 1500ESPN.com. We'll post all the episodes there as we do them probably once a week throughout the whole rest of the season. Anyway, I got to get out of here for this video. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.